it's Suzy. Just checking in with you today. I've been doing a lot of thinking over the past week or so about all of this, mostly the self-isolation, to be honest, and how it'll affect people, how it's affected me. And I've been thinking a lot about the old saying that you can't pour from an empty cup. And what I want to say to you today is that I think one of the most important things that I've learned is to take self-care to another level, because I literally cannot pour from a cup if I'm not feeling well in myself. So I don't know what that looks like for you, as Phoebe was talking about being creative. I don't know whether that means that I don't know, you colour in, or you exercise, or you go out on a walk on your own and you look at God's creation. There's so many flowers in bloom at the moment, there's so many blessings, but I feel at this time especially that we have to look quite hard sometimes to find them. The world is in a really difficult place. This isn't just the UK that's suffering, this is all over, and it's all across our news, it's everywhere. You can't escape this pandemic. But for me personally, I've decided that to keep myself well, I want to eat healthy. I'm mindful of what I put into my body, because what I'm putting in, I think, has an effect on me. So when I eat healthy, I've got more energy, for example. And I think energy is something that I need now, because that keeps me not just physically fit, but it keeps my mind active as well. Because when I feel fatigued, which I've suffered a lot with in the past, my brain's in like a different place, it's like this fog. I've also decided to start doing some exercise classes in my front room, hence why I'm in a sort of gym t-shirt and my hair tied back, because I'm going to do some in a minute. But it's keeping me active, it gives me energy. So I just wanted to share really what I'm doing to keep myself well. I'm reading my Bible, I'm listening to my Bible in a year, I'm watching a few things that are going across Facebook, because that's something as well at the moment. We've got so many churches uploading so many fantastic services, thoughts for the day, there's so much out there, and it's right in front of us, it's so easy to access, and I think that's really important too. Is that to be, we've got so many different parts to our bodies. There's our spiritual health, there's our physical health, our emotional health, and they're all linked though. So if you're spiritually in a good place, then quite often your head's in a good place. If you're physically in a good place, your emotions are in a good place. So I just wanted to use this couple of minutes really to share a couple of thoughts really that I've had over the past week, and I think it's also been key for me to go out for walks sometimes. And I've got to be honest, I'm one of them people that if I see someone, I'm crossing the road. So I'm safeguarding myself, but I'm also trying to safeguard other people. But it's nice to get out, even for a bit of fresh air around the estate, around the block. You don't have to walk for miles. Even getting out in your garden, I know lots of people have been hitting their gardens. I've done a lot in my garden. It also gives you something nice to look out at and something that's normal, because there's so much in this that doesn't feel normal now, and I do think we will have a new normal. I don't think things will go back to being the same. I don't know what it's going to look like, but who knows? God knows, but we don't. We also don't know how long it's going to last, do we? So we're just taking, for me, I'm just taking each day, sometimes each hour at a time. So I'm not thinking too far ahead, which is unlike me because I'm a planner, but all of that's gone out the window because there's nothing for me to plan now, is there? I structure my days a bit as best as I can. So I'm doing my exercises mostly every other day because my legs are killing me if I do it every day. But I think it's good to try and keep spirits up, to keep a positive attitude. And I think that's hard at times. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that's easy. I've cried a bit. I miss people. I miss the one-to-one conversations, the small group conversations, even the large group conversations, which I've struggled with in the past, in large groups. But it's helped me to see how much I've taken for granted as well. Whether it's popping to see my mum and dad, I haven't been able to see them now for a few weeks, and that's really difficult for me. I was seeing my mum and dad near enough every week, even if it's just for a cup of tea, but that's all been stopped because they haven't been well, so they've self-isolated before the self-isolation begun. And church, you know, seeing people at church, seeing people at toddler group, seeing people at Fever, the teenagers, you know, but it's still important to keep my spirits up. Yeah, and I just wanted to share these bits and pieces with you really, so whatever keeps you in a good place emotionally will help you spiritually and physically. So I hope this is helpful. I hope to see you all soon, and if not, I'll see you via WhatsApp or text message or Zoom. Now Zoom's an odd one, but yeah, I'll get used to that at some point. Okay, hope you're all doing well. Bye for now.